Hey YouTube, it is Jimmy from J2K. So today's video was inspired by another video that went over the cost of turbocharging the BRZ or GT86. So in his video he explains that you need to buy a turbocharger, header wrap, and little other components that I don't think is 100% necessary. He did skip over a few of the key points. So I'm going to go over two turbos that are very popular. First one being P tuning, and then the second one being full blown. So I'm going to give you both prices for these turbos. So I'm going to use FT86 Speed Factory. Yeah, FT86speedfactory.com for all the little small components because that's the main one that everyone uses. But if we take a look and we go to P-Tuning's website, because that's the only place where you can buy their turbo, is P-Tuning, and then I'll go ahead and get full blown up to full blown. So P-Tuning, we're just going to go with the basic turbocharger setup that you can get. So it's going to be with the GT 2871R. Preferably, I would probably get like a GTX 2867. Mainly because, or the other one down here, because I want a smaller turbo so it spools up faster. So when you're on the track, you're not really gonna get too much power out of it on a really big turbo, even though it makes the biggest number. You want a little bit smaller turbo on the track, so that way it spools up quicker so you get boost. But I'm just gonna, for the sake of the video, I'm gonna use the smaller dollar amount. So that's P-Tunings. That doesn't include shipping or anything, but who knows. So we're gonna go over to full blown and we're gonna look at their turbo. If we go over to, what is it, Subaru, BRZ, turbo kits, and we're gonna go with, this is the basic package. That's the premium. I think it was like the basic package. It does come with a turbo, doesn't it? So let's take a look at the basic package. Let's see. Stage 1 turbo kit did not meet everyone's budget, so we decided to put more affordable kit. So this one does include a GTX. Okay, so it does include a turbo. You just have to choose your options. So you can either get these for free or you can add on. So I'm just gonna choose like the regular free stuff. But the price of that turbo kit is much cheaper. Now you do have to understand the design of the turbos as well. Full blown is going to be in the front, so it's going to bring in more heat in the front of your engine, while P-Tuning's turbo is right there on your header. And basically attaches to your header and has a huge tube that goes over your engine, just like their picture right here. So there's a huge tube that goes over, sucks air, turbo's down here, and your intercooler piping and everything. So your engine is cooler on the P-Tunings side. So that's the main difference right there, and that's a pretty good gap. That's basically $2,000, a little bit over $2,000. Now, okay, so we got the turbo. Now let's go over to FT86, and we need a radiator setup. So I am gonna do go over here to, what is it? Is it under engine, I believe? Engine cooling? No, it's under cooling and radiators. Okay. So you have all these different radiators to choose from. I know Koyo is a really good brand, and that's the radiator that I'm gonna go with. I know a lot of people like Mushimoto, so that's another option. Mushimoto is a little bit more expensive, but I'm gonna go with the Koyo Rad. Rad. And that was, what was that? That was $288 right now. So $288, right? Now, since you get a different radiator, you cannot use your OEM hoses for your radiator. So you do need a different radiator hose. So we go to radiator hoses. Now you have all these different types to choose from. You have like Mushimoto right here. You have Purin. Since I'm going with a Koyo Rad, I'll probably go the Purin hoses. So that's $113. So we'll just do hose kit. It doesn't matter what color you get, but this is just a cost to show everything. So it's $113.40. 40. Okay. So we have the hose kit. And the main reason why you want to get a bigger radiator is you're adding more heat to your car. It's gonna cool down the engine a lot more. Our cars already have trouble in the track as is, especially when you boost it. So you definitely want a bigger radiator. Now eventually you probably want to get an oil cooler as well, but that's not 100% necessary because it's not necessarily true on the street because you're not putting too much stress onto it. So you can get away with not having an oil cooler. I'll definitely run one, but for the sake of this video, I'm not going to put the oil cooler on there. I know you can buy brand new oil coolers for, let's say, like $500 to $700, around that price range. Now, the next thing you need to do is, because you're putting in more air into your car, you're still going to be squirting the same amount of fuel. So 9 times out of 10, you're probably running lean. And that's not good, because if you run too lean, then you're not getting enough combustion, and that can cause your engine to explode. So you definitely want to get different injectors. So we're going to fuel injectors. Now, I haven't done too much research on the injector that I'm going because I've done the math on how much it's going to cost me to go turbo, so I do not know exactly what to go. I know a lot of people do go 1000 cc. I was thinking more of like the 700, but as you can see, the price range goes anywhere between $330 for 660 cc up to, what is that, like $800. No one's gonna run 1,500 unless you're like building a drag car. Basically, that's just too much fuel. But it looks like 400 is about the max, so I'll just put it at 350 and give or take. But we need injectors, basically. Sorry. So let's go with that. Like I said, I was planning on running 700 cc because I think that'll be enough for the power band that I'm going with. Now it's not 100% necessary, but it is definitely recommended since you are putting in more air into your engine. You do want larger injectors to be able to burn up all that air. So we have 700 cc injectors. Now, if you do run bigger injectors, it is rule of thumb to get a better fuel pump and probably fuel rails, sorry. But it's not 100% necessary. So we'll just do a better fuel pump. Let's look at prices. $200. So it looks like roughly anywhere between 150 to 200. I'm gonna put it in the upper portion because your injectors, you could get different ones. So I'm gonna say 200 for fuel pump. Fuel pump. $200. Okay, so we got injectors. So now you can explode the air that you're pushing into your car, and you're gonna get more horsepower with that. You're gonna have your turbo kit, which you definitely need if you're gonna go boost. We're getting a better fuel pump, so that way it keeps the fuel pressure and it keeps a constant flow of the fuel that you're putting in. We have a upgraded radiator and the correct hosing. So all that's left is to build your engine. Because if you don't know, our car can only run probably about 8 to 6 psi. If you want to run any higher than that, which you definitely want to run higher than that, you need to build your engine so that way it's reliable, you don't snap a rod, a piston doesn't go through your block. It's just a lot easier. So I'm going to use full blowns because they have a set price for stage 1. Oh, no, not a Supra. That'd be cool though. But they do have a overall stage 1 if you send in your block and everything. Now that doesn't include any sort of shipping. I don't know too much about it, but we're gonna go with just the stage 1 standard. That way it's streetable, but you can also take it out to the track. So if you get a built motor, it is roughly $3,000. And you definitely do want to build a motor if you're gonna go with that boost, because our cars are not, we're not made to handle that much power, especially since we're at a higher compression ratio. Once you build your motor, it's gonna give you the chance to have a lower compression ratio, so that way it's better for boost. So if I were to do just this without the oil cooler. Now, granted, if it's with the oil cooler, it's safe to say you can probably add another $500. Now, this is brand new pricing. You can probably get this cheaper if you buy it used, but with it said and done, I'm looking roughly about 10 grand. So for 10 grand, you will have a really, really fast car. It's going to be, you know, on E85, a good 400 horsepower. That is 100% certain. Is that you can get, with 10 grand, you can be at 400 horsepower. If you go full blown, now with full blown, you might want to buy that header wrap that guy was talking about, because the manifold for the turbo is up in front. So you get a lot of those components will heat up a lot faster. You know, like the front of your engine will heat up, the oil is going to heat up because, you know, the oil is right there too. The radiator is going to get really hot. Even though cold air is pushing into it, you still have hot air in the back of it. And then your intercooler is also going to get hot as well, because it's just a lot. So you might want to get header wrap with that. Header wrap can range anywhere between $50 to hundreds, depending on how much you want. But that can save you, like I said, two grand. So from anywhere between 8 to 10 grand, you can build your engine and you'll have a very reliable turbocharged engine. So that is the cost. It is, I mean, to be fast, it's going to cost money. And this is the charges that no one really thinks about, because you don't think about, you know, you just slap on a turbo kit and that's it. You don't think you need more fuel. You don't think that you need a bigger radiator. You don't think about all this stuff, and that's just the cost of it. And that's the main reason why I haven't gone the turbo route, is because this price right here is a lot of money, and I don't need that power right now, because as of the moment I'm still a new beginner on the track. So I want to learn my lines, and I want to learn how to drive my car correctly. And then once I am at the point where I need more power, that's when I'm spending this money. That's when this is coming out of my bank account. So whatever route you guys decide to go, you can have like a nice super fast street car, but if you can, invest some track time, because it's a lot of fun, and every car enthusiast would love to go on the track. I think so. But if you guys like the video, please like it. Comment down below if I've missed anything. If I've missed anything that you believe should be on this list, let me know. If there's something on this list that you don't think needs to be on there, let me know. I do read these. Like the video, subscribe, and definitely share it, because it's rough being a YouTuber.